Well, I expect the documentary to be more to reality than the past documentaries about law school have been, because we got a very strange picture about law school when we first came. And it's not like that, actually. As in, we got a very academic viewpoint and not the rest.
It was very intimidating also.
Yeah, like the first documentary that we got when we came here, we were shown the documentary on our orientation day. And it was pretty psyching because it talked about law school more as, you know, the Harvard of the East and things like that. And it wasn't a very warm welcome to law school. And it didn't really, you know, give us the real law school as such. It was just too abstract for us to comprehend, and it scared everyone, I think.
Yeah, not that law school is a very warm place to begin with, but it was even more psyching out than anything else. It was quite scary.
It was very intimidating. It was very imposing on how law school should be instead of how it really is.
Yeah, it was like the ideal.
Yeah, the ideal one.
I would say that we started off with a dream. In the process, we evolved with this curriculum and we changed ourselves, and that's important because we are all trained in a different system in which law teaching means you go to the class and lecture for an hour. Those who want to attend will attend and others will not, and then finally take an examination. But our concept was totally different. We said that we will take live legal problems, social problems to the classroom. It may be from the current today's newspaper. It can be a report of a committee. And then we will try to generate interest in the students to look at it from different perspectives.
Campus was 3 little sheds and nothing much else. And we had a smallish sort of auditorium where we used to, carry on all our public functions and things like that. But what I remember most is you come to this place with aspirations of, a Harvard of the East, and you start off in 2 little cattle sheds. And I think it requires a certain degree of dedication and a certain degree of foresight of not only the people who were involved in making the institution what it is, but also the students and the parents in those days for investing the education of their child in an institution which has nothing to show for itself. It has no degrees, it has no alumnus, it does not have even trappings of an institution.
In my opinion, law is the catalyst. It initiates change.
Yeah.
Law brings about the change which is followed up by the public at large. So basically, what law can really do is do what it is expected of it as a method, an agent of social control. And thus, by social control, it can bring about changes. It can herald changes which can be taken up by the public at large and bring change at the grassroots levels, as she said, and thus serve its
so you
effective
mean to
purpose
say,
of social
yes,
change.
just have a pause. Well, the role we play in the law school is a short period of time, where we try to really influence their thinking process. Well, they join law school after a tremendous amount of education, which is fairly a good education they got, based upon certain value premises. So it is in that background they are coming to law school. Well, what they really wanted to be after they complete law school is their individual choice. See, as a teacher, I may say I have very little role to play in making them a decision, though I may have a very valid role in making their thinking process, or to what extent as a teacher I can influence them in terms of looking at society and the social problems.
charming, what kind of a threat she's exposing herself to. I don't think she bothered to think about it. She probably thought about it as a statement she was making or something like that. I explained to her. It's not the absolute. So obviously there are some problems with what they're believing in.
That's where the confusion stems.
Groups tend to have kind of more or less consenting stance on issues, you know. There is this group that, I mean, right now it seems to be, there is this women's group who have very vocal about their issues. There are the guys who will like start thumping the desk every time these girls start talking, and there are the girls who are considered the wannabe boys, as like girls who want to be like these guys, who will also support the guys and like smirk and snigger every time the other women talk.
I don't think it's really like that.
No, it's not.
Well, agreed.
As in, the girls were smirking, I mean, they're not necessarily wannabe guys.
They just don't agree with the feminist issue. So it's not that they want to be like the guys, but they don't agree with a particular issue.
Seriously, you just fight for it. And that problem I have with you saying it's a man-woman thing. If I don't like what you're saying, irrespective of what sex you are, I don't like what you're saying, I'll ask you to shut up.
Well, law school has always been alive to society and social reality, and therefore all contemporary questions did enter into the life of the law school. And certainly during the period when feminist thinking has been on the upswing, this has entered into every walk of life in the university. It has entered into the classroom in a very forthright manner.
I'm in the 5th year. When my batch came into college, interestingly, till that year, I think the number of girls coming in was increasing every year. So by the time my batch came in, we had almost 60% women in my batch. After that, the fees were hiked, and since then, every year, the number of women is decreasing. Everyone in college speculates as to why the number of women is decreasing, you know. Women are becoming less intelligent, women are not as eager. I think the one simple fact that's completely being ignored in this is how many women's parents are willing to pay something like 2.5 lakhs on a girl's education? And how many parents in India consider a girl should be spending that much money on a professional education?
The question is, when the government is withdrawing support from education field, you know, we hardly receive any aid from the UGC for our current expenditure. Our current expenditure is met by the fees given by the students. There is no hope. I mean, now government policy seems to be to withdraw from education more and more. Therefore, there is no alternative except by way of increasing the scholarship fund. We are trying our best in this regard. We share our concern.
I think with every batch, the affluence has gone up. I think it's not just affluence, just the backgrounds they come from in terms of being from big cities, urban mentalities. I think that has changed. And I feel a lot of people today are here for the wrong reasons. When we came, all of us really wanted to study law. Otherwise, there's no way we would have gone to an unknown college with no experience, no, you know, set precedent of how good it was. We took a chance because everything else was so bad. We figured anything that even aspires to do the kind of things that were in the book, in the prospectus, is still on the right track. You know, if they even delivered a tenth of what they promised to, it was still much better than what existed. But I think today a lot of people are forced in here because their parents are lawyers, parents are judges, or just because it's become like one of the IITs, BITS Pilani, you know, IIMs, where it's just, you take all those exams, you take this too. You know, I think it's fallen into that bracket.
Maybe there is something to all this. Ask Robbie. One classic mind, like, I feel that you also must be. I think it's a pretty important place for law school because I think it's the only actual student space that we really have. It's like you, either you have nothing to do over there, or you're frustrated with something, you come here, you have your cigarettes, you have your chai, coffee, whatever. You have lots of pretty volatile discussions here about what goes on in there.
There are what, 200 of us all out there, everybody's busy with their own lives, doing their own work. There's no way you can actually get to know anybody on a personal basis except for a small select few. This is the place where, I mean, you're basically expanding your friend circle, getting to know people.
Yeah, like lots of time when you really don't have anything to do. I mean, you just want to relax, you just come here and sit down. You can chat with your friends and, you know, get together in group. That's it.
Once you're out here, you're not from this class, or you're not this person, that thing, this is what you did. You are just a person, and it's when you get to know someone out here, when you talk to them, someone out here, it is always on a one-to-one basis. No one's bothered which class you're from or what you're doing inside law school.
The thing is, this is outside law school. This is our place.
okay, fine, if a faculty goes by, we hide our cigarettes, but still they know we smoke. And it's like here, nobody can do a shit to us. This is outside law school. This is where we are.
When people do come here, they get somehow branded.
Yeah.
So the sanctuary as such is a very wrong term to use because you're one of the various thieves of such, if you can call them, who come and sit here. Because he doesn't, we had people who weren't too happy about, faculty members who weren't too happy about people coming here, frequenting this place. And now they realize that they can't do too much about it. So they just look the other way. In case they look this side, we make sure that they don't see the cigarettes.
I want to be sure of everything today. I want to be sure that everything will be just as beautiful as things were when I was little. If not, I want to die.
Scream on, daughter of Oedipus. Scream on in your father's own voice.
In my father's voice, yes. We're of the tribe that asks questions, and we ask them to the bitter end, until not one bit of hope remains to be strangled by our own hands. We're of the tribe that hates your female docile hope. Hope, you whore!
Shut up!
Most of my life in law school has been outside classrooms. I've been in so many extracurricular activities and things like that, and it has affected my relationship with the teachers to some extent, in the sense that I think when you are active a lot outside of class, to some extent you don't get taken as seriously as perhaps a student who would do extracurricular activities that are academically related or socially relevant.
I met friends of mine who have been with me in school and now they're in, say, IIM or something, and then I ask them about globalization. They can only think of it in very narrow context of, say, how to market a cigarette. That's the only thing. They're not able to see the kind of impact it has on a larger level. And the other thing I always notice is, I mean, when I talk to friends of mine from outside law school, the first thing they have to say is, I mean, well, at present I'm earning a salary of 20,000, or I'm earning a salary of 15,000. So success is measured on just one gradient, that is how much money you make.
I come from a upper middle class family, and my parents have spent a lot of money sending me to this place, and I want to give it back, and I want to have a good life. So I think I'll join corporate law, be a successful lawyer, earn till around 40 or 50, and then do some social engineering.
I think I'll probably sing a song which was composed by some of us, and it's called CV. CV stands for Curriculum Vitae, which is basically what all of us in law school are trying to achieve. We are trying to fill our CVs so that companies will recruit us. It goes something like this. CV, I want to build my CV so I can make more money and build my son's CV. Money, why don't you come for free? Do I have to work for thee? I'll build my son's CV.
There is a lot of social access that can be made by law and legal education. But what happens is, if our legal education, if it is confined to a few like 50, 60, they have enough scope for high profile jobs. So some of them may land up there, like Susan, or we have Nivedita or somebody, they will land up there, Priya. But this type of experience is more important to them. Each one of them may change their field. Suppose a student of National Law School becomes an IAS officer. He can show social commitment there. A person becomes a corporate lawyer. He can show social commitment there. It's not always necessary that you have to show the social commitment, you have to start an NGO.
I believe that law school provides the learning experience which is not available in other universities.
Not only do people have strong opinions, they also voice them. And it's not that one rejects the opposite side's opinion, but there's a good interaction between the opinions.
With my interaction with my second and third years, not too many are disillusioned. Those who are disillusioned were the ones who came here with far too high expectations from law school.
Cynicism among seniors is more of a fad. It's very hep to be cynical. It's very intellectual. It's very pseudo, the whole thing about it. I think the more genuine a person is, the more genuine he'll be about the place, and then he'll tell you it's not that bad at all.
I've always wanted to do social work, which is why I'm here. And I think this place provides you with a great opportunity, I mean, with the kind of scope you get here.
So I think if we put across different points of view, plurality is already built into the law school. I think from the first day a student enters this law school, he gets the message that there are many answers to every question. So there is something against dogmatism, but we need to cultivate that much more.
I'm from Bihar, and it matters a lot. Every time a teacher comes in the class, they will come out with an issue, they will look at me and they will look at the people from Bihar and they will ask you, oh, Lalu Prasad Yadav has been arrested, Lalu will do whatever he feels like doing. And it matters a lot. After that, like Jawahar was talking about the pseudo issue, they have categorized genuine pseudo and pseudo also. They call me pseudo. Genuine pseudo, those people who really believe in what they say, they are pseudo, if they believe in what they say. And some people consider that I use that pseudo type of thing for my personal benefit, for my vested interest, and that's why they call it a genuine pseudo.
At least I've seen in the hostels, they try to segregate you as in you're a bong, you're a mal, you're a digga. And then groups form like that, and then you start mixing with Bengalis, diggas start mixing with diggas. And similarly, like when I first came to law school, they started telling me, you join the bong gang, don't join the mal gang.
Well, law school makes you very conscious of your identity and what another person's identity is. I mean, it's never happened before. You know, in Delhi, for example, you don't know who you are, what you are, who is your friend, is he a Malayali or Tamilian. Hostel, it exists, yes. You have a lot of segregation. You have things what you call the Mal Mafia and the Bong crowd. But I think majority of them do interact with everybody. Yes, they may just go out for dinner together, you know. Every time you see two Bengalis, they maybe just start talking Bong, you know. But yes, but it's not as if there's a conscious effort, you know, keep one place cut away from the other.
I keep having this feeling that law school grew up too fast. I mean, it became so big so fast that a lot of mindsets that have started off in institution have not changed as fast. So in the sense that, like, I mean, quote, email is a toy, unquote. I mean, it's ridiculous. So a lot of things about, I mean, the whole mindsets have to change. I mean, people being free. And, I mean, this is, if you want to compare it to a world-class institution, which people do, it's really important that the level of understanding and I mean, the teachers also grow with the students.
I'm one of those who believes that the first phase of the National Law School is over. And we are extremely happy and fortunate that the first phase has been a very good one. We have solid foundations. But then, as many others have already pointed out, this is also a kind of watershed. There's the danger that we may stagnate, and if we begin to stagnate, then other negative things can also happen.
So we survived. We're back here. I'm probably the last real batch which had day scholars in it. I have paid the hostel deposit. I'm back here for that purpose. They haven't paid it back to me. And when you come back after about 6 months, you find things have changed. I have to fill a green form in yellow ink and stuff like that. The survival here is also about projects and deadlines and seminars and stuff like that. So it depends on what you call depth. Sometimes it's a real disadvantage to be from law school because they expect you to know everything. You are from law school, so tell me about this XYZ. You wouldn't have heard of it. Sometimes they just call it the Nagarbavi Law College, and those people are much more fun because you can say Illaswamy Law College, all same Swami. I started first year exactly in the same place. My orientation was in the same chair, and I was told by Muller, you have to work hard. That's what I'll tell him. Muller will tell you this, but please listen to me, you have to work hard. But yellow form, green form is something I think would be kind of, doesn't fit in here, you know. When I was in the first year, all this procedure wasn't so, this thing. They used to give us our results on the phone, they used to be much more open. As time goes by, they've kind of stopped doing all these nice things. I have to come back and say, I haven't broken anything in the hostel. I say, green form? I say, no, sir. Then they say, no money. And it's difficult surviving without money after law school. So that's the deal.